Hello, I'm James Naughton. For the last 75 years, the town of Westport, Connecticut has been home to a legendary theater. The Westport Country Playhouse, like America itself, has changed and evolved in a world rocked by dramatic events. As World War I was ending, a young patent attorney born in England with a passion for theater by the name of Lawrence Langner founded an organization called the Theater Guild in New York City in 1919. The Theater Guild would become the most prestigious producing organization on Broadway from the 20s through the 50s. At the beginning of the Depression in 1930, Langner bought an old tannery barn just off the Post Road in Westport, Connecticut. He transformed that barn into the Westport Country Playhouse so he could produce plays far away from the poisoned pens of the New York critics. The Playhouse opened in June of 1931 with the musical drama The Streets of New York, starring Dorothy Gish. In the 1930s, the Playhouse presented many important plays by George Bernard Shaw, Eugene O'Neill, Noel Coward, and Somerset Maugham. Acting luminaries such as Ethel Barrymore, Eva Le Gallienne, and Laurette Taylor performed often at the Playhouse. In 1940, with World War II raging in Europe and bombs raining down on London, Fairfield County resident and composer Richard Rodgers attended a performance of the straight play Green Grow the Lilacs, directed by Hollywood giant John Ford. Rodgers and his partner Oscar Hammerstein would turn that play into Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
A year later, in 1941, just a few months before the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, which brought the United States into World War II, Tyrone Power appeared in Ferenc Molner's play Lilium. Rodgers and Hammerstein performed their magic once again and created what many consider their most important musical, Carousel.
If I loved you, time and again I would try to say.
During the 4 years of World War II, as actors and staff went off to war, the Playhouse was closed. At home, the children of Westport supported the war by collecting newspapers. The Playhouse resumed its artistic excellence in 1946 as soldiers returned home with the world premiere of Come Back, Little Sheba by Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright William Inge, starring Shirley Booth. This play, which went on to become a huge hit on Broadway, was turned into a movie and won an Academy Award for Miss Booth.
Ed, he's home. Can you come over, Ed? He's drinking again. I don't know what to do with him.
Get away from that phone!
Can you come over, Ed? Please come. He's got a knife!
During the 50s and the McCarthy era, with Eisenhower as president and the Saugatuck Congregational Church crossing the Post Road to its new and current home, such actors as June Lockhart, Shelley Winters, and Groucho Marx made memorable appearances at the Playhouse. In 1954, Christopher Plummer, a current member of the Playhouse board, made his North American stage debut in the play Home is the Hero with Peggy Ann Garner. Chris was a child actor at the time. As the tranquil 50s turned into the turbulent 60s, John F. Kennedy was elected president and Jim McKenzie took over the artistic reins of the Playhouse. With the expansion of the Vietnam War, Westport residents watched as violent protests were breaking out in the streets of many major cities of the country. In 1969, the Playhouse produced the world premiere of the poignant play Butterflies Are Free, starring Keir Dullea. In the 70s, this play went from Westport to Broadway, where it was a long-running hit, and then was made into a major motion picture.
I was married once when I was 16.
16? How long were you married?
It seemed like weeks.
In the Reagan years of the 80s, the Playhouse produced the first of many plays by the prolific playwright A.R. Pete Gurney. The 80s ended with a loud crash as the Berlin Wall came tumbling down. During the Clinton administration in the 1990s, outstanding productions of A Few Good Men and M. Butterfly were presented at the Playhouse. Audiences were enthralled by the performances of Gene Stapleton, Jane Powell, and George Grizzard. With the coming of the 21st century, Joanne Woodward agreed to become the artistic director of the Playhouse. The high standard of artistic excellence that she has established is reminiscent of the golden years of the Playhouse. She is supported by an outstanding team led by board president Liz Morton, executive director Allison Harris, and associate artistic director Annie Keefe. In the last few years, such formidable talents as Jill Clayburgh and Richard Dreyfuss have appeared in plays by Arthur Miller, Anton Chekhov, and other great masters. But before the new team could get underway, September 11th, 2001 occurred, and the country and the world would never be the same. The artistic team at the Playhouse felt that the most appropriate production to open the 2002 season, the first following 9/11, would be a reprise of the quintessential American play, Thornton Wilder's Our Town, which I had the pleasure to direct. The Playhouse production featured a local actor and Westport resident, Paul Newman, as stage manager. It went on to a completely sold-out run at the Booth Theater on Broadway and was produced for television by PBS and Showtime.
Well, you know how it is. You're 20, 21 years old. You make a few decisions, and then wham! You're 70.
Over the last 75 years, the historic Westport Country Playhouse, like our great country, has survived every challenge to its existence, and it has grown even stronger and more resilient than ever. We leave you now with this image of the magnificent restoration of that wonderful old barn. Its heart and soul have been preserved, and I'm confident that this place will continue to enrich the lives of all those who walk down the aisle, take their seats, and wait with anticipation for that red velvet curtain to open.